Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have a great article for you guys from Verizon's News Center. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So this one caught me off guard. This one totally blindsided me. And the reason it totally blindsided me, this is my stomping grounds. This is where I work day in and day out. So I'm very familiar with the networks across the entire base. I know that Verizon has the most cell sites across Fort Bliss. And that's looking at all of Fort Bliss. They have the most cell sites when you compare against T-Mobile and AT&T. So I kind of give you guys a better example. AT&T does not have a single tower on I would consider the busiest part of Fort Bliss. They have a few towers on the what they call East Bliss. They have a few towers there, but on the most busiest portion of it, they do not have a cell tower. But now AT&T is building C-RAN in that area, and some of them are set to go live this quarter, and they're building more throughout the rest of this year. They're going to have a total of about 20 that are going to be in that area that I just mentioned. But before that, before these C-RANs go live from AT&T, they did not have anything. They were covering the area from the outside in. They had sectors of macros that were facing the area, but it just wasn't enough. There was just too much traffic going through the area. Next, T-Mobile. As crazy as this may sound, before Sprint, T-Mobile had 0 cell sites across the entire base. Nothing. They didn't have anything on the eastern side. They didn't have anything on the busiest side that I just mentioned. Nothing. T-Mobile was covering that entire portion from cell sites facing outside, and they were covering in. Not a good idea. Buildings are too old. They're brick buildings, hard to penetrate. You need sites on the actual base, which T-Mobile is now fixing. T-Mobile is taking over the Sprint sites. Sprint did build about 5 sites there. They're taking over them and they're converting them. And then they built an additional 2 or 3 of them by themselves. So they have they're going to end up with about 7 or 8 of them across the base. So there's some competition now from a network perspective. But Verizon is about to take that up a notch. Verizon today participated in a groundbreaking ceremony at Fort Bliss in El Paso, Texas. The event marked the beginning of construction for a new cell tower that will be constructed by Bolden Networks. I don't know where that presentation took place. I will have to ask. The tower will serve military personnel in Texas and New Mexico. The total investment in the project is $1 million. Military families, personnel, and visitors at Fort Bliss will experience improved wireless coverage, enhanced network services as a result of the new infrastructure. Verizon supports our military partners through a number of innovative products and services, from 5G deployment, including private 5G, to improve enterprise infrastructure. And then this is where it gets crazy. So working through AFES and its partnership with Bolden Networks, Verizon will stand up 10 macro towers, helping to provide more robust coverage across the base. 10. Although I do think that will take them quite a bit of time to get 10 of them going. But if you include already the 7 or 8 of them they have up, if you add the 10, I mean, they're going to be at 18. So they will have by far the most macros across that entire footprint. And they do have several bases across New Mexico. So Verizon, at the end of this, should be the best network for the military, any personnel coming through, civilian personnel that work on the base, family personnel, dependents that live on the base, and then the military personnel themselves. That should help greatly with the mission, and it should make Verizon, again, the most desired network across the base. It's been the most desired because it was the only network that had any type of coverage, reasonable coverage, within a solid radius where where you didn't have to be like, okay, am I going to get service here? Am I not? With T-Mobile and AT&T, you had to worry. If you went into that building, your services could be cut off. With Verizon, the only issue throughout the years was everyone started going to that network. So there's I'm told 75% of the entire population on Fort Bliss is using Verizon. So what was the result? Congestion. But yet, at least with Verizon, you could still make phone calls and text messages and stuff. So people stuck around. That's how bad AT&T and T-Mobile really covered the base. Even Sprint had better coverage versus AT&T and T-Mobile. So just wanted to share that with you guys today. This is interesting. Stay tuned for more. I'm going to try to track this down. I'm going to try to see where this new site is constructed, where they had the ceremony. I'm going to track it down. I'm going to figure it out. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.